Hey everyone, this is Erin Ashley Simon.
This is Brandon Killabh.
And welcome to our new Rooted segment, which we talk about things that resonate with us, give personal opinions, and just have a good time. That's basically it.
Good time.
Good time.
Speaking of good times, I wonder how many people are going to have a good time this week. It is Valentine's Day week.
And by the time this comes out, they already did all the Valentine's Day shenanigans and love fests and all that stuff.
I'm not a really big believer in Valentine's Day, though. But
really?
I do know the do's and don'ts of Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I just kind of believe, like, I'm not going to wait for one day to make you feel special. And, like, I think that shit's corny.
Yeah,
I
the
think
birthday.
Word. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that shit.
Christmas, Hanukkah.
Yeah, it's mad days, you spoiled and shit. I'm not doing all that. Fuck that. But I do think that there is Valentine's Day etiquette that needs to be addressed. I do think that.
Okay.
Let's talk about dates.
Okay.
Now,
dates.
I believe when you're courting, I don't know, this could go with someone that's in a relationship and or not in a relationship. So let's go with not in a relationship because that's always good. So when you're not in a relationship, you're dating and you're trying to show said person how you feel and, you know, trying to let them know you got a little style, you know what I mean? Want to take them out somewhere special.
Yeah.
First recommendation is to make sure that you get extra cheese on the burger. What? What?
Do explain.
Extra cheese is important. No?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I forget.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're lactose intolerant.
Word.
That will fuck you up.
All right, you can get a side of bacon or avocado.
Oh, speaking of that, this could be for women and men, but do your significant other, do they still like do that whole like order food for you kind of spiel? Do they do that still now?
I don't know.
Because I was about to say, if you order that extra cheese and they're lactose intolerant,
yeah, I don't know. I will say though, a good gift I've always been a fan of is like edible arrangements.
Oh, that's a shit.
You can't go wrong.
Shit.
Like, that's a do, ladies and gentlemen. If nothing else fails, if you're not a flower person, because I'm not a flower person, I think that's very cliche. They'll die and stink up the house. Fuck that shit. People appreciate edible arrangements. Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Now, they got to be specific, though. You either got to go, if you want just for your girl or even your guy, like whatever. Guys can eat fruit too, whatever. But you have to get the chocolate-covered strawberries.
Yeah.
But the assortment ones, I got ones that's in a nice little box. So you can get with the teddy bear and stuff.
Shit's is bomb.
Or you get her the big basket one. You send it to her job. Then
that's when definitely getting some.
Because then the rest of her coworkers will get it. Especially if she's at a job where it's like she's not really vibing with people or anything like that. It's a nice little here's a little fruit, you know.
But that's what I think it is. A lot of men don't really care about that shit. It's women. I feel like Valentine's Day is really a woman's holiday, and the reason I say that is because it's one of those things where you're constantly competing with someone else. For example, like when you're at work working with someone and like, oh my God, look at her. She got all these roses and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then you're sitting there being in front of, oh, it's all right. You know, you hating because you're wanting something or wanting it to be better or was lack than what you thought it would be. Yeah. So I think that it's a competition. It's for you to feel extra loved even though you should already be feeling loved. Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. I think what people do, think that Valentine's Day, for some, not all, will fill a void that they have missing.
Yeah.
And another thing, too, is like people don't understand that love comes in all different shapes and forms. Like just because you may not have a romantic love doesn't mean that you have family love or even friendship love. So they feel like if they don't have someone on Valentine's Day, that they're less than they're less.
Yeah.
Honestly, use Valentine's Days. Go have fun. Like, you know, there's always someone, if you don't have Valentine's, there's someone else that doesn't have Valentine's. So go link up. Go to movies or something.
That just sounds funny. There's someone else lonely just like you out there in the world. Don't worry about it. You're not sitting by yourself.
I mean, I've had moments where I didn't have Valentine's. I don't really care. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, cool.
I save money. That's great. I ain't got to buy nothing.
I save my time.
Yeah, word. Like, I just don't think that it really is that big of a deal.
But what about the people, when you're saying you're competing, what about the people that purposely buy themselves flowers and make it seem like someone else got it for them and send it to their job?
There are people like that in the world.
I think that's wild.
I wonder if I should say it, but I probably won't. But I know someone that did that, and it backfired.
How did it backfire though? Can't they
So what happened was a girl I used to work with. She ordered herself edible arrangements, and
her name was on it?
her name was on it.
Oh, man.
You done fucked up now!
She should have just gone without the card.
I said, "Fam, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And she tried to cover it up and say she was trying to make someone jealous, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm not rolling." I saw what you did.
I would have been like, I got it for myself.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's a don't. Don't order yourself stuff or go and buy extravagant things for yourself to say that someone else bought it for you. It's corny. People see through it. It's not that serious. It's really not.
I mean, there's a difference between that and treat yourself. Treat yourself is different.
Yeah, treat yourself is different. Treat yourself is more like, all right, I see something nice, I want to go get it, and that's what it is.
What do we treat ourselves to?
Clothes.
Treat yourself.
Fragrances.
Treat yourself.
Massages.
Treat yourself.
Mimosas.
Treat yourself.
Fine leather goods.
Treat yourself.
But you can't treat yourself on Valentine's Day and then say it was a gift from some mystery person that we don't know and don't think exists. Like, fam, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, I just, I think sometimes we put too much value on Valentine's Day, like in terms of like people's own personal feelings. And it's like I said, it's like, oh, they don't have a Valentine's. Like, oh my God, the world's over. Like, no, you'll be okay. The summertime's coming. You know how many people are going to be flocking out there?
Mad breakups coming.
Mad breakups come summertime. There's going to be a lot of more single men and women out there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I wouldn't worry about it. I think the breakup rate though also is heightened when gifts aren't given, when people are like really vested into Valentine's Day, when they don't get shit or they don't feel loved. That's when the real breakup part starts to happen. So by summertime, you already know what you're doing. You're like, all right, I'm getting you the fuck out of here. I ain't got to worry about this shit.
Yeah, but people show love in different ways too. Yeah. Like me, like I don't really care for gifts because, like, personally, like, if I want to get something, like, I'm probably going to get it myself.
Yeah.
I do appreciate gifts. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate, but, like, that's not how I value the relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you love me because you bought me a Tiffany's bracelet. Like, it's just not how I am.
I like giving gifts only just because I'm great at remembering things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you mention something and I'll put that in my mental Rolodex and then hopefully it brings a smile. I like doing stuff, stuff like that. But as far as me going out of my way for just one 8-hour, I guess, event, it just doesn't make sense to me. It never has.
Yeah, you know what? I do appreciate when anyone does like what you said, where it's like you pay attention. Like there's this one guy back in college. I mean, it wasn't around Valentine's Day, but there was this one guy back in college, and he overheard me before say how like I've never been to a gun range and I really want to go to a gun range, and he wanted to take me out on a date. So of course he took me to a burger joint. One, he listened and he heard that I love food. So he got that point. Two, he took me then to a gun range. We could have done any romantic kind of dates and stuff like that, but he listened to what I want, and he took me there. And I thought that was amazing.
So just to sum it up, so he pretty much let you hold his gun, fed you, and then that was great.
You gonna take it? You gonna take that dick?
I'm keeping score. That's it.
No, I mean there's more things that he did that I thought were like, he's a great guy. There's several things, like for example, we met at a party because it was around the time when our basketball team was in March Madness and we were actually doing really well. And we went to a party, and him and I we're two people who were kind of ahead of our our age. Like we've dealt with personal things in our lives with family that kind of like we grew up faster. So there's stupid shit that kids were doing that were just like, okay, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's fucking.
And so I guess there's these two white girls that really want, because he's white, by the way. There's these two white girls that wanted to talk to him. And, you know, of course they were saying like racist ass shit and all that stuff. And like he actually defended me and it was just like, yo, like,
That's dope.
back the fuck off. Like I can talk to whoever I want to talk to, you know? And so that was like the beginning. I was like, oh wow, he's really cool. And then we started talking and he respected me. Like he never once tried to like get in them draws or anything like that. So I enjoyed him.
Damn, so wait, he bought you a burger, let you hold his gun. You ain't... All right, forget it.
Stupid.
Forget it, man.
It's Kentucky though. It's a different
different.
environment.
That's
like
different.
they're holding doors still, and people still say thank you. Not like around here, where you gotta be like, "Excuse me, I opened the door for you."
Yeah, that's true. I think it's dope though. Just thinking about like interracial relationships. I love seeing that. Like just out and seeing people not care, like genuinely happy, just walking. I think we need more of that. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that there is enough of, you know, just two different races getting together just for the sake of love or attraction or whatever the case may be. I think that that's really dope.
At the end of the day, love is love. And the one thing I dealt with that like I don't like though is that when I was in interracial relationships, people assumed that I did not date or like my own kind, and that's not true. I mean, yeah, like I did mention previously in a one of the first podcast episodes, like I had issues because of like my father and stuff like that, but like I did go out on dates with all different ethnicities. And if people know me, my family, like my family was one of the most mixed families out there. So like for us, it's like it's whoever you love and care about is who you love and care about. But I never like it when they like, you know, for some people they assume it's like, oh, if you're dating this white person or you're dating this black person or this person, like you don't care about your own people. I think that's crazy.
That's trash.
I think that's crazy.
I think to your point, love is love, and I don't think there should be a boundary around that, and that could be whether you're gay, straight, green, blue, whatever that you're into and that you're passionate about. I think you should go with it. I think life's too short to care about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you feel uncomfortable walking with your significant other or having to worry about feedback from family or whatever the issue may be. Yeah. I just don't think that it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all you got is you. What makes you happy? What are things that you would like to do or who would you like to have a part of your life that makes you feel a certain way? And I think that should matter above all. I don't really get all that other shit. But I was raised differently too. Like
yeah, I mean, also think about it. You're born alone and you die alone.
100%.
So it's like if you know those two things are going to happen, you can at least live a life with someone and share it with someone instead of being alone, because you know ultimately you're going to die alone.
So I had a friend of mine, I thought this was interesting. I had a friend of mine say that he didn't want to get married because of the fact that he wouldn't know how to deal with falling in love with his one true love and then them dying before him and then him having to carry on without that person. So he would rather not get married to try to avoid that type of pain. What do you think about that?
Well, I think in life, no matter what, you're going to be let down in some shape or form. So you can't really live your life afraid of being loved and feeling love. And I also personally think that you can fall in love with more than one person. I don't think that, like, yeah, you may have the person who's the love of your life or anything like that, but you still have the ability to be in love with someone else. I just think that I do believe in true love, but I also think that there can be more than one true love. I don't think that it's just one set person. I think we feel like there's one set person because when you meet that person and just how they are with you and everything, like they completely rock your world, and especially you spend so much time with them, you think that they're like, you know, that's the only one for you. But I do feel like you can still be able to fall in love with someone else, and maybe it's not to the full amount, maybe it is to the full amount as that last person, maybe it's partially. I mean, I've seen it with my family. Like, I've had someone in my family who was with someone, you know, deeply in love with them. He had a heart attack, he died, and she ended up falling in love with someone else still. And that way of falling in love was just like how he was with her and how he was with the kids. It was similar to the last one. So I just think that people got to stop being afraid of these things. Like, life is way too short. Love who you want to love. I would rather love someone and feel that moment and experience that moment and know in my heart that even though I am by myself, like, just to have that special time with someone, I would rather have that than to be, you know, feeling lonely and not want to give it my all and not experiencing that true cherishable moment.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I got what he was saying. I thought about it, but then he went more in depth about, like, the breakup aspect. Like, you know how, like, you get married or whatever and you have in-laws and things like that. Those people are now not really family in a sense. Like,
I don't believe in that.
The structure. That's where I
don't
personally,
agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
It depends on the relationship.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the family. But I just thought that was interesting. I'd never heard someone view marriage or companionship in that light. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was just interesting for me.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not knocking him. I mean, like I said, I've seen the person I just described that story, the guy who had the heart attack, his family is still completely a part of that person's family.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. For me, I guess it all depends on, like, your personal experiences and how you're raised. Like, I just, you know, I've been in love and I've felt it. And honestly, like, when it's at its highest moment, love is one of the most powerful things. Mm-hmm. It is one of the most powerful things. And just to feel it and to that sensation, everything, it's amazing. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he just never truly felt it. So he may not know entirely, you know?
Could be
it's possible.
Let's say if you were into Valentine's Day.
Yes.
What would be the worst possible gift that you could be given?
Oh, God, these guys are going to probably come at me. But I don't really care. For me, honestly, the worst possible gift that you can get me. Well, actually, let me ask this question: how long have we been together?
Well, that matters.
That does matter. That does matter. I mean, I can give you different stages, but I can give you different stages.
Let's say 3 years or some shit.
3 years. 3 years. That's.
It's a tough question.
That's a tough one for 3 years.
I don't even have the answer. I'm just throwing it out there.
Worst possible gift for 3 years. That is a good question. I'm a little bit different, though. Like, I'm not someone who needs, like, items or even to go out on, like, an extravagant dinner. Me, I prefer spending Valentine's Day. Like if we're together for 3 years, we damn sure will have a bucket list, and I want us to, like, spend special days like that. Checking off those bucket lists.
All right, so scratch that, because that is a tough question. I even thought about, like, what would be the worst gift?
Okay, well, here. The worst thing that someone, I think for me personally, is if it's less than 3 years. If you think that materialistic things are going to buy my affections, or you think that is what you want, like what you think I want, then you clearly don't know me. Like, if you buy items that show that you really don't listen or don't know me, that's, I think, is when I have a problem. Because most people know, like, I'm not the materialistic person. Like, do you guys have ever seen me with jewelry on this podcast? No. Like, I don't want you buying me necklaces and shit. Like, I don't need that. I already have a bunch that are going to be handed down to me from my family. So, like, if you think that buying me that is you know, that just tells me that you just don't listen to me. And if I tell you I don't like those things, like, don't get that for me. Yeah. So I wouldn't even consider that worse. It's just a matter of, just shows me that you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I was about to say, yours is more of a paying attention. Like, you just look for people to pay attention to who you are as a person and stuff like that.
I don't need extravagant things. Like I'm not that person. I just want you to show one that you put effort forward, that you care, and that you've actually listened to things that I've said before. That's all.
Check this out. If I don't get them Jordans, if I don't get them Jordans, that's Betty.
Give me that. I'll give you them hand-me-downs ones. Well, it depends what Jordans and stuff you're asking for. Because you asking for some crazy resale kind of shit, I'll be like, absolutely not.
How much do you love me?
Well, if it was a couple years, I'd be like, well, damn, if I'm spending that much on Jordan shoes, how much you want to spend on the ring?
All right, yeah. All right, so next time.
Skirt, skirt. Because some of Jordans are expensive as hell.
Yeah, nah. For me, I don't really, like I said, I don't really care.
So how would you feel if someone was like, they didn't appreciate the gift that you gave them? Like, how would you feel as a man?
All right, I'll give you the receipt. Go fucking back to the store yourself and go return it. Fuck. I spent gas money, toll and shit to try to please your ass. And if you don't go...
Venmo me.
Yeah, word. Like, but luckily for me, I give great gifts. I really do. I take pride in it. I do.
You're the gift guru?
Yeah, I like gift giving holidays just outside of Valentine's Day. Like I look forward to Christmas because of that reason. Not so much for me getting gifts, but to see if I did well in getting a good gift.
Oh, you Santa Claus.
Yeah. Like I don't really trip about stuff like that. If that were to ever happen, that 100% would be my thing. Like even me, when I gift wrap, I suck at gift wrapping. So I wrap everything in garbage bags or ShopRite bags. I put tape on it and I give it, like that's just my shit. But if you know me, you know that that's just my sense of humor. No one takes it like, oh, you didn't care. No, they just know me. I joke around all the time. That's what I do. But that the joy for me is really the reaction for me. I don't really care about anything else.
Do you think it's reasonable to use a Groupon on a Valentine's date?
I think that's fire. Groupon has great deals. Why would you?
No, I agree. I'm just asking because some people feel like that's just being quote unquote cheap.
It's being cheap but cost effective. If I'm giving you, somebody gave me Amazon gift card. That was the best thing for me ever. Because if you know me, I love Amazon.
True.
I buy mad shit on Amazon. Everyone does. So for you to give me that, I'm like, oh, I hit the lottery. I'm lit. I'm good money.
But what if they want that filet mignon, Brandon?
Well, but that's my thing. If you want the filet mignon, you know that you can take an Amazon gift card and then get a Visa gift card with no tax, and then we can get it popping. There's ways. There's ways. You know what I'm saying? You gotta maneuver in this world. You gotta maneuver.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, man, I'm big on cost efficiency. I'm big on it. And especially if it's going to make sense for you. And a lot of times, you may not know it's going to make sense for you until after the fact. It's the truth. I'm telling you. I'm great. I'm great, man.
Well, some people just don't see it that way. Some people want to be, they want to have that lavish day. Because if you think about it, what if it's like, you're in a relationship and every other day isn't like that? Because not everyone is like you, Brandon. Not everyone is going to
You mean not everyone is amazing?
Sometimes. But what if like not everyone is like you in the sense where like you treat that person in a special way as often as you can, even when it's not on it. Sometimes it's just that one day.
Yeah, but that's wild. Like really think about it.
Yeah.
You have to wait, and this could apply for a man or a woman if you're in favor of Valentine's Day. Think about the logic there. You have to wait for Valentine's Day to feel loved or special or appreciated. Does that make sense? Does that register?
That doesn't make sense.
Like that even in high school, college, like of course I've had Valentines but it was just like casually, oh you're my Valentine, whatever, cool.
Holding hands in a movie theater.
Yeah, all that stupid shit. But I'm saying to really like as you get older and you really think about like is this day really that important? This day is gonna come and go.
Yeah.
And you're staking your entire relationship and the meaning of your relationship on this one day. I've never understood the concept for that. Never have.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, if that's the situation, you shouldn't even be in that relationship.
Yeah,
like at all. Like if you only feel special on Valentine's Day and you want them to put so much effort on Valentine's Day, but their effort's not on any other day, then like you shouldn't be in that relationship. Yeah. And it's not like you have to go completely out of your way on any other day. Like you can do small things that make someone feel special. But if you're not feeling special at all and the only day you feel special is Valentine's Day, break up.
Yeah, something got to give.
Something's got to change.
It should be about the little things. I think it's the little things that I think make the big gifts and the big moments and do all that mushy shit. I think that's what matters.
I know. I mean, shit. Why don't y'all sit down and do taxes together?
Yeah,
that is some caring stuff right there.
I was about to say that's caring, but then that'd probably cause a fight because then I'm like, yo, why are you spending money on this?
Well, some people, yeah, but some people, you got one spouse that is, or one person that is better at doing the taxes than the other.
Yeah, but that's a wild date. Like, yo, hey, let's
listen. If an accountant wanted to take me out and one of their gifts is like, I'll help you with your taxes, yo, I'll be like, oh, you's a keeper. You help me with my taxes.
So if I'm an accountant, I say, yo, I want to take you out, night on the town. We gonna go over the.
First of all, if you talk like that,
this my swag. So I'm gonna take you out, night on the town. You know what I mean? We gonna go over to Charles Schwab and talk about some financial things.
Well, no, of course it's gonna be date, but the treat. If he's like, you know, as for me to help take care of you, and my little treat will be to help you with your taxes or something, that I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, it's kind of fire.
That is really fire. If he does all of your taxes and stuff for you, and he's like, I know you're stressing and everything like that, and I thought, how can I relieve stress from your life? You know what, babe? I'm gonna handle your taxes. Don't worry, you can check them, but I'm gonna handle it all for you. Say what? Listen. Little things matter. And he helps get you that nice refund.
Man, you doing it wrong. Pay my bills. That's what I need you to do.
Well, I'm thinking like I'm not living with them yet.
Yeah, I get you. I guess that's kind of fire. I don't know. I gotta reassess this. I don't know how I feel about this.
This, like we always say somehow in this podcast, there's levels to it. There are levels to it. And you have to also think where I am in my life right now. I'm not in that point where I'm thinking about like a ring or anything like that. Yeah, so if someone wants to help me with the taxes, like that is like, ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That is really dope that you even care about relieving some stress or anything from my life from that aspect. Like I said, you can buy me rings or whatever, but like if you see that I'm stressed out or anything, like, and you want to help in some shape or form to help make my life less stressful and helpful, by all means, go ahead.
I guess yes, that's pretty dope. To the listeners, talk to us. What do you guys think about Valentine's Day? Is it special? Is it not special? Does it matter? And if you could, because I'm curious, for those that do celebrate Valentine's Day, what was the worst gift that you got? Please, I want to know. What was the worst gift? Please comment below on this video. I'm very, very curious to know.
Yeah, tell us how your Valentine's Day went too.
Yeah, and your Valentine's Day,
good or bad.
Worst, good or bad Valentine's Day experiences. And again, you can subscribe to us, Grassroots Podcast on YouTube, Grassroots Podcast on Instagram, Grassroots Pod on Twitter. And then obviously you'll see there's a link that's going to be there for our group chat where we talk to fans literally 24/7, talking about all types of crazy shit. So you can join there. It's free. And let us know what you think.
Yeah, and if you're just coming into this episode, whether it's the first, second, third, be sure to check out our other ones. We definitely will have more coming up, some exclusive stuff. You may have some NBA All-Star content. Who knows? Ooh. We'll see. But just let us know what you think and just be a part of our journey.
Word. All right. So if for those that are celebrating, happy Valentine's Day. Yep. If you're a real nigga like me and Erin, we ain't doing shit. I'm Brandon Killabh, y'all.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
And we out.
Hey.